What is going on, YouTube people? Super rich dudes bought a card. Will it affect anything that us normies do in the sports card / collectible space? Everybody's talking about it. Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank dude, Shine, and some other guy that I don't know who he is, spent $13 million on a Kobe Jordan dual logo man auto. Great card. Cool card. If I had 13 million, I would probably buy other collectibles if you asked me to like rank collectibles. But that's neither here nor there. We see this stuff talked about all the time. These huge cards sell. Everyone freaks out. Record sale this sold for that sold for this sold for that. And it almost feels like monopoly money for most of us because it's money that we can't even comprehend, at least a large majority of the viewers of this channel. I'm sure, just because of the numbers, I'm sure there is somebody watching this that actually may have bid on this car. Who knows? Or has the money to participate in the high end, maybe not this ultra high end, but they're out there. And shout out to you if you are. But it gets a lot of play on social. Everyone talks about it. It's on the news. Does it actually have any impact on us? Us as just normal old folks. 3 rich dudes bought a high-end card. One thing to note here, and I saw Cage talk about this, and this is the details that have kind of come out after the fact. So initially we knew that Kevin was the buyer. Then we find out he was partnered up with Shine and another dude. And then we find out that it's actually part of this secure platform. Now, you may remember this. I talked about this in the weekly sports card market update because this LeBron RPA sold private sale via this new secure platform, invite only, exclusive club. And then what do you know, a couple days later, we find out who the backers are and that they also purchased this dual logo man for some sort of collectible index fund, whatever their grand plans are. But the thing that I saw Cage mention, so I had the same thought, but he put it out in the ether first, so I will give him credit where credit is due. I wonder how much of this is part marketing expense, like some of that, nowhere near all of it for sure, but it's good marketing. If you just opened a brand new invite only exclusive rich kids club and you want to grab a bunch of people's attention, you buy the most expensive sports card on the market, and this would be it. To draw eyeballs, get people talking. I am sure they got a boatload of people trying to get in today. You could go over to the website and fill out a little thing to try to get exclusive access to lending and sourcing high-end cards and stuff like that. And that's great, man. If you have the money for it, and you have the power for it, go do your thing. But there's definitely a little bit of a game within a game here. I'm sure they really wanted the card. It is a great card. I am sure at least a portion of that is to help pump this new secure collectibles lending, private sale, and sourcing. So, see the board type of thing. See the whole board, if you will, to see the little bit of a bigger picture on this. But listen, it is a great card. It is a cool card. It's a Kobe Jordan dual logo man auto. That is not something that's going to pop up every day. The only thing that would make this card probably any better at all would be if they put it in one of the penny sleevers PSA graded card sleeves. That's right, sponsor of today's video, the penny sleever. Fantastic products included. Not just, we talk about top loaders and penny sleeves and semi-rigids for grading, but they also have team bags for your graded cards. So head on over to the penny sleever, save a little bit of money with the promo code in the description, and get free shipping over $59 and up. So that might be the one thing that improves the value of this card a little bit, if they threw it in one of the penny sleever team bags. So does this stuff, do we care? Does this stuff really impact us? The long and the short of it is it depends. For most people, probably not. For me, I will insert myself as an above average collector. I spend a decent amount of money, but I don't play in the high end market. I am not buying $100,000 cards. Hell, I don't even buy $10,000 cards. The most expensive purchase in collectibles I ever made was $6,500 on a Hulk 181 that has dropped in value about 40%. So that shows you how smart I was. But that's the most I've ever spent on any individual collectible. The most I've ever spent on a card, I got to think about that one. Maybe like 3K. I don't even know what the card would be, to be quite honest with you. I've lost track, which is kind of sad. So I don't play in this end of the kiddie pool. I don't play in the deep end of this. So does this affect me as someone that, is not afraid to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a card, but is it playing in the ultra high end? Maybe ever so slightly. And let me kind of expand about it. And it's going to be hard to separate the two. I've done the prep already. It was actually going to be the video for today, but it'll probably be tomorrow instead. There is a lot of cards performing very well right now. A lot of like blue chip cards. And not even necessarily, when I say blue chip, I don't even necessarily mean the most expensive, but just cards that are just rare enough, but are highly collectible, are seeing pretty big increases right now. Perfect example. I talked about it all summer long. The Kobe LeBron 2008 Topps Chrome Refractor in a PSA 9. Really any grade, but I was looking for a PSA 9. That card has really crept up over the summer. And I think like a card like that is not going to be necessarily directly impacted by this, but it could see a little bit of a trickle-down effect. Whether or not we're all smart enough not to fall into the trap and the FOMO of, these high-end sales or whatever, people will. It will get people a little frothy, and people will probably spend money that they shouldn't. Especially maybe rich guys or even non-rich guys or just well-to-do people that have a little bit of disposable income running around. If they start throwing a little bit of money around, especially on cards that don't have huge pop counts and they just want to own it, it doesn't take a lot to really start bumping comps on things in that $1,000 to $10,000 range for an individual card, because a lot of the cards like that Kobe in a PSA 9, I think the population on that is only like 12 or 1300. There's only a couple available on the open market as is. The last one to sell, I think, was a little under $2,000. If there's the cheapest one listed is 2,800 and somebody really wants it and they don't really know a lot about cards, but they're coming in because of this nonsense, and they just pop the bin on a $2,800 PSA 9, all of a sudden the comps all shift up. Good, bad, or indifferent. If you already own the card, you're extremely happy. If you're trying to buy one, you hate your life. So I think some of that stuff could be affected. If you're just a casual that wants to rip a box of Topps Series 1 every once in a while and collect your favorite players on your favorite teams, this probably has zero impact on you. It'll be all over content for content's sake. Everyone will be talking about it. Everyone will get their hot take off about how there'll be two sides to this because no one can live in the middle. This is either the greatest thing that ever happened to sports cards and it's going to save us. We're going to the moon. Board the rocket ship, the jet fuel is packed, here come the expensive big boys coming in, throwing their money around, it's gonna, a rising tide lifts all boats, here we go, let's go, it's 2021 all over again, we're in the boom times, let's rock and roll. That video probably exists out there, that piece of content probably exists out there. I am sure another piece of content probably exists out there. The high-end market's all a scam. This sell was a fake. None of this stuff is real. It's all this nonsense and that nonsense and this nonsense and this guy's an idiot and that guy's an idiot and what do they know about cards? All they are rich. What gives them a right for this? What gives them a right for that? They're not real collectors this. They're not real collectors that. I'm priced out of the hobby. You're priced out of the hobby. The hobby sucks. We're all going to complain about it on social media. There's going to be some of those videos. There's not going to be very much content of probably just, hey guys and girls, this probably isn't going to impact a whole lot, but it could have some impact on the fringes. And in all reality, I think that's where this probably ends up. For most people collecting cards, this sale means nothing. For a small portion of people, a very small portion of people, this sale probably means a lot. If you play in the ultra high end and you're trying to buy stuff, your world probably got a little bit worse. If you are a $1,000 to $10,000 card buyer, you're probably going to feel a little ripple of this, but I don't think that it's going to be major. If you play in the higher end markets, you're probably going to feel the impacts more. And that just naturally means less people are probably going to get impacted by it. Everyone will take their click and their view and their engagement from the sale, myself included, hence as we're sitting here. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it means that much outside of the talking head world. It's going to have a little bit of impact on high-end stuff. That's only natural. It's going to heat the market up a little bit more than it already is. And it is quite hot. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I have the data pulled, so I've seen the numbers already. Like, affordable blue chip cards are performing extremely well. We'll talk about it. It's the same cards that I looked at a few months ago, and the gains that those cards have seen already in just a 4-month time period is absolutely crazy. I'm not a patron member, but I know the Spitballin' Boys had a video planned for the 89 Upper Deck Griffey, so I don't know what they said about it, but like that's a perfect example. That card is up a ton. Very hot right now. It heated way up before the National. I kept meaning to talk about it and just never got around to it. But like that sort of stuff, 89 Upper Decks, LeBron PSA 10 Topps Chrome, even in a base, those sorts of things are starting to pop off. And that could impact a decent number of viewers of this channel. But I don't think that has anything to do with this particular sale. But some of that could trickle down. We'll see. Time will tell. We'll see what this turns out to be. But I am probably not getting an invitation to secure. I don't have the net worth to probably even put my email address in there. But like I said earlier, look at the whole board when things like this happen, especially on the high-end stuff. What are the other angles here beyond just them wanting to buy a really expensive card? And in this case, we see the angle. It is the secure website to draw attention and focus to it. That's all I got for you, boys and girls. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. If you had $13 million, is this what you're buying? Not for me. Catch you on the next one. Peace.